Happy New Year! Yes, it's the beginning of March. No, I haven't done any videos yet. Yes, I've got some explaining to do. So let's get to it as always.
Theme buff in the dark.
So yes, it's been radio silence from me since beginning of the year when the car came back from the body shop. Actually last year. I'll be honest, barely anything's happened. I've had a quick look around the car. I've fitted new front wheels. I changed the... Actually, no, I didn't change the... I fitted a stick-on lower splitter. Images of that and that. Not the most exciting. I need to get better videos and whatnot when I get out. However, saying that, I did have Emerald remote map or remote control the ECU. Tried to adjust the cold starting because it'd been a bit of a pig of late, and they got it as best they could. And after that, the car then wouldn't start at all. Bit of back and forth, and found out that some muppet had incorrectly calibrated the fuel level sensor. I'd run out of fuel. Rookie mistake. However, we now know what the actual minimum is, so we won't be making that mistake twice. However, during that, they said about my idle issues, either idle air control valve or electronic throttle body. So my brain went on full electronic throttle body mode. If I'd known from the start I could have done it with the Emerald K6 Plus, I would have gone that route. However, I didn't know that was a possibility. I hadn't researched it, hadn't learnt about it, so I'd gone down the cable route, hence I'd done the brake pedal box. So I could have saved myself a lot of trouble. No brake pedal box, no welding, no reservoirs, no f***ing about. So it would have saved a lot of time, effort, money, and issues. No comment. So we're now in the situation we are, where I could retrofit. And I've spent a good few weeks researching. And then wasted that time. I'd found the throttle body, I'd know what I need to do with the ECU, I'd found a potentiometer for the pedal, I had found everything. And then one random search later, I find a random part. A lovely Genv throttle body. 70mm, so the same size as what I have been running. However, the throttle body that came on it, it looks old, it looks a bit mangled, and I've been struggling with the throttle pedal. However, in researching the electronic throttle body, I'd found that that was partially down to the cable. That was what was giving my graunchy feeling, noise, and just generally shittiness. So a lot of that was down to the cable. I got the cable, thinking maybe try fiddling about with the throttle that's on it, and that popped up literally a day later. And it's one I'd looked at before. Brand new from Genv. Throttle, sensor, connector, everything I needed would be in excess of 500 quid. Obviously, that being on eBay, it was a bit cheaper. Someone had obviously got it from a project. There's a few scratches, but no fitting marks. So someone's obviously bought it, not fitted it. Anyway, that's a lot of talking, but it's been a lot of time, been 2 months. So a little catch up there. But anyway, let's get to it. So first stop, the graunchy grindy pedal that I'd mentioned is... that obviously doesn't sound healthy at all. Disconnect certain things and it improves vastly. However, I never had that graunchiness at the throttle. The throttle itself is relatively smooth. It's old looking. Far from the nicest thing, but there's no grinding there. So obviously that's in the cable. Disconnect the pedal and the grinding goes. So it's either where there's being stress put on the pedal or the cable. It was the most expensive cable. It wasn't much cheaper than the Genvi cable I've now got somewhere tucked away. There wasn't much price difference, but the Genvi says it's Teflon lined, might make it smoother. We'll find out. So I think the first thing is let's strip it down. First step though is going to be, let's get this throttle body off. So voila. So one haggard, I'd say old looking, rather ropey, damaged, ground down, lovely gasket thanks to Emerald when I was up there and we found the air leak. But yeah, it's just not the nicest. So compare that with nice beautiful unit. It's going to fit, I'm not sure how it's going to fit because that bracket for the cable is going to hit somewhere nothing's done. Fuck! I fear I may have overcalculated something though. The size of the throttle. I always thought it was a 70mm throttle, the old one. However, I'm not as convinced now. So for one reason, we have new throttle and old throttle. And I'm not sure they should be able to have sex. Also, the air hose doesn't really match up. Again, we're having sex. I may need a few more parts. One potentially good thing though is that's the gasket from the old throttle body, and if we lay it over that, yeah, I mean there's a big, I mean you can see that in the camera, there's a big difference, and that matches that. So we marry that up. I mean you can see there's a size difference. I might be able to open up the intake slightly. I don't know if we could break the 200 barrier. I mean, we could, maybe. I don't know. We were so damn close last time. Getting a slight bit more air in, that might make a difference. Obviously, that's not going on anytime quick. I had a feeling I was going to need a new adapter plate for it. I didn't know that bracket was going to hit that badly. Shit. I'm sure I can get another bracket made up at Ultra Precision. And speaking of which, so I purchased a new Wasp racing pulley, slightly smaller than the original. This was basically to overdrive the alternator to try and bring that charging rate up because it struggled so much coming back from the body shop with the fan, the lights and the power steering running. It's only a 40 amp alternator. We got the two pulleys. The one on the right is the original that came with the alternator. One on the left is the new one from Wasp. Very lightweight in comparison. So hopefully you can see the slight size difference. Hopefully that's going to give us the right amount of revs. The biggest problem I've found so far is you can see just in the middle the difference in the sizes, where it bolts onto the alternator itself, and the new Wasp one won't actually fit in. So need to have that slightly machined down. And so thanks to Ultra Precision who have come through and helped me once again. We now have the shaft turned back slightly, not much, on the new pulley. Seems to be charging better. It may not be the final solution, but hopefully should get me through a summer at least. So there. An update. It's not an amazing update, and we absolutely need a part 2, but nothing more is going to happen with the throttle for now, so I might as well have updated you, keep you in the loop, and wish everyone a happy new year, because why wouldn't you? So yeah, anyway, thank you for popping back again. Hopefully it's going to be a bit more exciting this year now that we've got it up running ish, maybe. yeah, it was only November that it got tuned. So yeah, this year it will be its first full year of running. But yeah, anyway, thank you for sticking with us as always. Hopefully you enjoy, and hopefully you enjoy what is to come. Yeah. Take care, and I'll catch you soon.